Alright, we're back. This baby's been baked and is cooled off. And so I'm happy with the skin tone, with the yellow wash, with the mottling and the undertones and the little pink blushing. So what I'm going to work with now is just the details. So what's left to do with this head is highlighting some more of these details and doing the eyebrows and rooting the eyelashes, and then sealing and the varnish of this baby. So right now I'm just going to work on details. I made this little lid for my palette because it's got little butterflies on it. So, you know, I don't have any, I kind of just wing it when I'm doing these things. I have a basic palette that I go by, and then I have I just feel it. So if I want it to be a little more purpley, I'll make it be a little more purpley. If I want it to just be more reds or blushy, it all depends on my mood and what the kit is kind of telling me in my spirit that I want to do with this thing. So my basic palette down, that changes per kit, per my mood, but I think this is going to be my what I'll be working with this doll. So again, I apply the wet with a wet brush, and then I blend it out with a dry brush or makeup sponge. So it's a wet dry kind of, so it doesn't look so harsh and it doesn't pool in the creases, but it adds the color and the technique that we're looking for. Just so it's delicate and looks realistic. And that's this head here. I'm thinking looks more, I don't know if it's going to be a boy or a girl. I might take a poll and decide on if I want it to be let you guys decide if it should be a boy or a girl. I'm having a hard time trying to paint. Gotta get it off the edges there. And keep it under the camera. So thanks for being patient with me in that regard. Now with this lip, there's a real defined bubble there. So I've been going around that bubble and not putting too much color on it itself, because I want it to kind of look like a milk bubble, you know, when they suck on the bottle. So I've just been going around it. I did like one little layer on it, and I'm getting this edge too much. I did one little layer on it. It's got such cute little lips. And then the rest I'm just kind of going around it so that it has that little lighter look to it. It's subtle, but still it's cute. No more beds now. And I just keep working on it, layering it up until I feel satisfied with the look of it. And I blend, blend, blend so that it just looks real. Like I said, this baby is delicate looking, but it does have very, very strong, prominent features. So I'm trying to work with what the sculpt is intended to look like. I'm just highlighting certain spots. And I really kind of like the way that looks. I don't know how much it's picking up, but you can see the mottling and the veining and the skin tone. It just looks really pretty. So it's just down to the details. I'll try and get in there a little more red inside. And just a little more lip color. Sometimes you can get like a brush, a thinner brush, maybe like a liner, something real thin, and just do a highlight over the lips. But today I'm just trying to keep it a little simple. So if you wanted to kind of do this technique yourself, you can follow along and just pick up and add to wherever you want to. So far, I'm kind of liking the way that these are, these little creases are highlighted. It's real delicate. It doesn't have to be super bright, or just subtle changes. I kind of like the little face. Sometimes I would like make half the nose a little pink, but I'm just going to leave it the way it is, I think. And I really like the look of this head so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a little tiny, it probably doesn't even need it, but I'm going to paint a little tiny eyebrow on there, just real subtle, so that I can bake this baby, and then we can get to a point where we can just varnish and seal the baby. And then I'll do the eyelashes. So I'm going to turn the baby upside down and just kind of, I don't want it to be super dark or anything, I just want it to be real subtle. I'm trying to follow the brow bone. So it's on the brow bone, like in the middle of the brow. This has a real prominent brow. So I'm trying to make it in the middle and real subtle, just real whimsy. And it's just easier for me to do this from when I have the baby upside down. I don't want it to be crazy noticeable, because you can almost get away, since it has such a prominent brow, you can almost get away with just not even having eyebrows. But I like the look of that. Just real subtle. I'm going to take a Q-tip and shape it a little bit. so they're not super thick. I don't even know if you can see those eyebrows or not, but it's just a shadow of an eyebrow for realism. So I think that we are getting really close to me being able to bake this baby and set these and just go ahead and set this paint for the creasing and the lips and just the highlighting of the face and the features. This is how it's just kind of coming to life. It's these little things that make all the difference. So I like that delicate little face. I mean, it's got very prominent features, but I still think it turns very delicate. So very close to being done with this doll, with this head. I'm gonna add a little more in the nose because I'm not drilling a hole in the nose, and I just want it to have a really good deep dark set in the nostrils, so that way it has the realism without having to drill the holes. So there we go. There's that little face. Alright, thank you for sitting with me through this spot. I'm going to go ahead and let that dry just a tad more, put this baby in the oven, seal this baby, and then we'll be ready to varnish this baby. And it's a very simple, delicate paint job for this head, but this is going to be a comfort cuddle baby. So there we go.